Reaction after release.
Proud that today we have made one more family whole again.
For former prisoner Brittany Griner. Protections for same-sex marriage.
You too deserve dignity and equal treatment.
Heading to President Biden's desk. And it never snows in Southwest Miami-Dade, but it's home to a winter wonderland.
I've lived in this neighborhood forever. I never knew you could do anything like this.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray.
I'm Elena Key, and today is Friday, December 9th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
New video this morning showing WNBA All-Star and former Russian prisoner Brittany Griner taking her first steps back on U.S. soil overnight. After being detained for 10 months in Russia, WNBA star Brittany Griner is back in the United States this morning.
Her case drew international attention after she was arrested on drug charges at a Russian airport in February. Griner said that she inadvertently packed cannabis oil in her luggage, which is illegal in Russia. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre spoke on the administration's desire to help Griner reacclimate.
When Brittany is ready, we're going to give her the space and we're going to make sure that she has everything that she needs, any mental health services or any physical health services that she may need to kind of re-engage, get back into society.
The release was part of a one-on-one prisoner swap with convicted arms dealer Victor Boot. Griner arrived in San Antonio, Texas early this morning.
House Democrats have reason to celebrate this morning after passing legislation to protect same-sex marriage. The bill does not obligate all states to legalize same-sex marriage. It only requires them to acknowledge other states' legal marriage rights. Lawmakers were concerned that high court conservatives would overturn the decision like they did for Roe v. Wade. Senate has already passed legislation and is on its way to President Biden's desk where he will sign it.
During the Christmas season, Fairchild Tropical Botanical Gardens in Coral Gables turns into a magical holiday experience. The network's Nicole Ardilla takes you inside.
For the holidays, the Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden, located in Coral Gables, turns into the night garden experience. This fairyland exposition attracts locals and tourists because of its special effects. This year, the night garden is extended until January 8 due to high demand. It'll be open every day on Christmas week and host a New Year's Eve celebration with the DJ, specialty performers, and the fireworks show.
So Night Garden, we're trying to bring something for the Miami area for the holiday season. Obviously, Fairchild Botanical Garden is a beautiful garden during the day, and for the nighttime, we want to bring the magic into life.
The spectacle includes a misty and technicolor rainbow forest, illuminated butterflies and dandelions, fairies, and Archie, the talking tree.
Thank you for coming to visit me.
My favorite part was the talking tree. He was very interactive with the guests and very nice about everything.
The self-guided tour is a mile-long walk that provides a bar, tables, and local Miami food trucks. Visitors typically stay for 60 to 90 minutes.
It's beautiful. It's something totally different. We're from Broward, so Miami always does stuff that's different.
Weekends are the busiest nights, hosting about 3,000 guests well spread out among the 23-acre garden.
I had a great experience. It's been great. I know the kids loved it. And it's not too full right now, so it's really been lovely. It's very enchanting.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's all the beauty of nature, but also this elevated, artistic vibe.
Tickets can be bought online and discounts are offered for students, seniors, and military.
The night garden experience is open to all ages Wednesdays to Sundays starting at 6 p.m. For the South Florida Media Network, Nicole Ardilla.
A home in Southwest Miami-Dade has been lifting everyone's holiday spirits. The network's Isabella Mendez went in for a closer look.
No, this is not Santa's workshop. This is actually right here in South Florida. Right behind me, there's a holiday spirited house that has been catching everyone's attention for the past 28 years. Every night, the lights come on and Angel Alduncin's house becomes a winter wonderland.
Angel is really an angel, constructing every decoration by hand and creating new pieces every year for his festive display.
Yo empiezo en septiembre a chequear luces y entonces en octubre es que empiezo a poner las luces y los adornos porque me paso todo el año haciendo adorno y cosas.
I know it's coming. I know that starting in September, my house will be a workshop, but that's okay because when it's all finished, it's worth it.
Throughout their 38 years of marriage, his wife has admired Angel's hard work in creating a sense of community throughout the holidays.
You know, he's going to be 81 years old, and he just loves to see the look on the kids' faces and all. I think he's a kid at heart, too.
His neighborhood stops by his house often, with visits ranging from parents and children to teenagers and adults who simply awe at his work.
I've lived in this neighborhood forever. I never knew you could do anything like this, so it's really, really amazing to see.
From Santa's workshop to this rickshaw, Angel's favorite activity is to see the children play with his creations.
Angel gave us a tour of his backyard.
Santa Workshop, el tren lo hice también. Esto funciona con 12 volt, o sea que los niños lo pueden tocar. Toda la mecánica del motor en plexiglas. Old people like me empiezan a bailar con Santa.
And showed us his newest installation this year.
Estos son 15 pies, entonces hice todos los adornos, todo esto de scrap.
So if you ever pass by Angel's house, don't feel afraid to stop by and say hi. He's here every night greeting guests from 6 to 9 p.m. In Sunset, reporting from the South Florida Media Network, I'm Isabella Menendez.
A 400-year-old treasure found in the Florida Keys was auctioned to raise $1.2 million for Ukraine. The rare emerald ring was sold at a New York City auction. The ring's owner, Mitzi Perdue, sponsored an expedition in 1985 and recovered the gem from a Spanish ship that sunk along the Florida Keys in 1622. Mitzi has long campaigned against human trafficking, and now the money raised from the sale will help women and children in Ukraine.
A star for Team USA shows up to support the Heat.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
The Panthers pour in on the second, scoring 4 goals in that period alone. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
Pulling for the Heat, Team USA World Cup star Christian Pulisic was on hand here in Miami, sitting in the front row at last night's Heat game. The Heat clipped the hopes of the Los Angeles Clippers after beating them in last night's game.
Heat player Bam Adebayo scored 31 points, the most of the night. It was a close game with a final score of Heat 115, Clippers 110. The Heat is set to play another home game tomorrow against San Antonio at 5 p.m.
Today, Panthers celebrate after a successful game on their home rink against Detroit Red Wings. It was a bad start for Florida's offensive zone, but Detroit played sloppy, allowing the Panthers to score 4 second-period goals and then take the win. The final score was Panthers 5, Red Wings 1. Florida's next game is at home Sunday against Seattle.
That is all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Elena Key.
I'm Amanda Gray. On behalf of everyone here at the South Florida Media Network, enjoy your holiday, and we'll see you here back in January.